Hey YouTube, Nick Costa here, my first ever video tutorial for Dave's band You and What Armies Into Your Eyes Remix Composition Competition number 5. Dave, it took me about a half hour to be able to say that in one go, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to preview how I want to 10 to where when I really want to get work done and get it done fast. So here's a preview of my favorite synth that I used. I called it the Nick Costa Scream because I did design it myself. Nasty, 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 right? Excellent. So let's dissect that and make a new project file. Open up a channel of Massive Synthesizer, which can be yours for a measly $1.99, I believe. Let's detach this, get it up so you guys can see it. Excellent. So here we go. First oscillator, I'm gonna go ahead and go in Analog Electrics Screamer, and we're gonna take the wavetable position. We're gonna take it about 3/4 or to about 4 o'clock. However you want to hear it. Take the amplitude about 1/4. Second oscillator, we're going to go and we're going to add a digital hybrids bronze. And we're going to leave the wavetable intensity and amplitude at 100%. We're going to down pitch this by -12 semitones. And the third oscillator, we're going to go to basics additive mix 2, and we're also going to down pitch this by a whole octave as well. Leave the wavetable about 100%, the intensity around the 90 range right here, and the amplitude we're going to actually leave that at 100%. Modulation oscillator, we're going to turn that on. We're going to route the ring modulation here to oscillator 3, the additive mix, and we're going to take the ring modulation wavetable. We're going to stick it about 3 o'clock-ish. And for the white, or for the noise oscillator, we're going to go to metallic, and we're going to take the amplitude up about 40% and the color about 60%. Now you guys can all tweak this by ear, however sounds best to you. This is just how I made my noise. I'm going to route all these oscillators to filter 1, and we're going to go ahead and choose a scream filter. And now this is the biggest part of where listening by ear and seeing whatever sound fits for you. I took my cutoff about 11 o'clock, and I dropped my screen down to about 9 o'clock or so. All these knobs we're going to be opening up with a envelope 1, and so we're going to be manipulating most of these with this. And this is where most of the magic is going to happen. I personally took my attack position and I raised it about 11 o'clock, right between the O and the R and the trigger 0 reset. And I took my level, raised it up 100%, and my release about here at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever you want to call that. And for the feedback, we're just going to give a little bit to thicken that up. And for insert 1, we're going to go ahead and add a sample and hold and just give it a slight dry wet signal, about 10% or so, and drop the pitch all the way down. And what else do we have here? Oh, we're also going to use an LFO5 that we're going to sync to tempo and drop down to a ratio of 1/2. That's just for some panning and some LFO effects that we're going to use in a little bit here. And then with this first envelope, we're going to drag this up to the wavetable position for the screamer oscillator. And by clicking and holding and dragging these numbers, you can adjust how much you want these knobs to open up, basically adding your own custom automation. So we're gonna take this screamer here and open it up here to about 10 o'clock or so. Let's give this a sound, a whirl. Okay, that sounds kind of weird right now because I don't have it the envelope 1 on the cutoff, so it sounds a little bit dull. Let's also take the envelope 1 and take it on the amplitude and crank it up 100%. Next, let's go down to the additive mix oscillator, and we're going to stick the envelope 1 on the wavetable position, and we're going to drag this all the way till about 11 o'clock. And next we're going to take, here's where the magic comes in. This is for strictly your hearing purposes only. This is how I did it here. Open this up to about 3 o'clock or so, and up on the screen open it up to where it would naturally be on default. And now that we have the envelope 1 on the cutoff filter, we can get a little bit of magic going now. So let's give that a whirl. Nasty, 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 right? Cool, 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 cool. As well, another macro that we're going to go ahead and use is the vibrato, and we're going to go to the rate modulation wavetable, and we're going to set that back just a little bit, and the vibrato signal just up by 2 clicks or so, and that gives it this just a little thickness. I get not a little thickness, but a little bit of depth and the noise. And for the effects categories, I have a classic tube. Now these can be completely all up to you, doesn't matter. These are just what I like to use. You might want to stick a flanger or like something else. Now let's take the dry wet signal, and we're gonna go up to about 60%, and we're gonna take the drive about 25% here. And then on the second effects channel, we're gonna go and choose one of my favorite dubstep artists' favorite tool, dimension expander, is .6. Little trick there. Leave the dry wet signal at 50%, and the size we're gonna slam it down to about 10%. And with the EQ, I'm just gonna give a slight high shelf boost just to give it a little bit of brightness. And let's give that a whirl. So it sounds a little bit choppy because like I said, my CPU is bouncing all over the place. I got a whole bunch of different programs running, a whole bunch of different programs sitting here producing. It sounds pretty good and it runs fairly well. I should do the same for you guys. And now let's take this LFO and we'll stick it on the pan. This just gives it that stereo effect to pan back and forth, and since we synced it to tempo and at a ratio of 1/2, it should just kind of give this panning back and forth. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. But yeah, this is basically my signature noise that I used inside of my new tune. And sorry if I sound a little bit shaky or stuttery, but this is my first tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got something out of this. And Dave did inspire me to keep going with these tutorials, so if you subscribe to me, you probably will see a couple links or a couple URL links to my videos. And I'm running out of things to say. I love you all. I'm going to end this video before I mess anything up terribly bad. See y'all later.